job. It's yeah, you don't have to lose your self-respect to be able to like fit in. And if you want to fit in that much, then you might be in a performative trap, which is my part 4. So part 4, the performative trap. In uni, just like high school, there are some performative friendships that you might pursue because you like the external factors they possess. It could be status, because some people in our university do have that noble status. Or money, because, like I said, a lot of private students, a lot of like money talk here. Or appearance, because our university had a lot of like fashion shows. And I think I've seen some people losing their self-respect by trying too hard to be part of that people, or trying to be part of that. And I used to have that phase when I first came here. And then what I realized that is no one really cares about one another in that group. And what I'm saying here is like in a very abstractive sense, but I think once you are in that performative trap, and or you're maybe suffering from it, you probably get what I mean by not everyone is like genuinely caring for one another, and not everyone is there to like genuinely empathize with one another. When I realized that is when I sensed that no one really listened to each other like genuinely, and they don't really listen to like what you're actually going through here. And that's because what you're going through in life doesn't really matter. You're not there for you, you're there for like your external factors. Yeah. And a lot of the times those type of people don't really seem to be in need of that. And that's also partially not just because of the external factors, but because they got like so many other options. And that option's interpretation is really up to you. That just brought me to question, who am I doing with the real justice here? Who am I benefiting? My Instagram followers? Like who? And unlike high school, like I'm saying, like I'm reiterating this again and again, in university, no one really cares about you. You do what you like, you do what you want to do. You do what you feel right. In the social media era, the lack of pretense and more authenticity, vulnerability are getting rarer than ever. So I think it's so much easier for us to fall in this performative trap, but the real essence of friendship really comes from lack of pretense and greater authenticity and intermittent vulnerability. Part 5, friendship filters. We're almost there. It's already like 18 minutes, which is crazy. Some factors to filter out potential friendship red flag. I'm not saying that I'm a red flag, I'm not sure, but I'm sure like people know me may be able to identify, but I think I'll still. Number 1, competitive friends. So competitive friends tend to have this type of characteristic. When I bring something up that tend to be something positive, then you'll either get rejected for having that, or they'll say like, oh, I have that too. Maybe if you say, oh, I got a job, then they'll say something like, oh, really? Because I heard that people who have that kind of job later end up getting rejected from the headquarters. Or, oh, I decided to go on a international trip with these people next month. And then they would say like, oh, really? Because like I'm also going there too, like, which is a little bit pathetic, I'm not gonna lie. And sometimes they will ask you questions, but you can tell that that's not coming from a genuine curiosity or because they care about you, but it's a question to see how well you're performing career-wise or how well you're performing like academic-wise, especially when they're asking you about like, oh, how did that internship go? Did you ended up getting that internship, or what grade did you get? They're not really there to congratulate you when there is a good news, because truth is they're not going to be truly happy for you. And one thing about human relationship in general is that it's harder to be there and congratulate someone in their happy days than to be there when they're sad, because sympathy is just easier for people rather than genuinely congratulating someone else's success. And that's where like lying comes in as well. Number 2, people who have bad habits. This is going to be controversial because I'm being very judgmental here, but I still believe in it. Bad habits is like having a lot of, in university, a lot of like unhealthy or shallow relationships after, Could be like going out, clubbing, or even dating apps, drinking too much, addiction. For me, I was personally affected by these people in my first year. So I know what it's like to have those people around. Warren Buffett said, the four people around you right now defines your average, and I think it has a point. So I like to have less or no drama in my life, which is why I think it's my own freedom to choose to move away from those people, despite this being a little bit judgmental. So anyway, wrapping up, I graduated with a small number of friends, but those who are deeply caring for me and always actually listening to me and telling me things when I'm clearly not doing something right. And they help me in like so many ways when I need. So when people say like it's quality over quantity, I really stand by it. It's definitely different from high school because there's not that many quantity as much. But university definitely gives you that university family if you want it. So after leaving my high school friends that I've been close to for years and years, I had this like fear of rejection where I was like really scared of people saying no when I asked them to hang out. But at the end of the day, like people all want friends when you first go to uni. People are just like scared or they just want to like act cool. So you gotta like reach out first. And then like, what if they say no, right? They don't know you well. They just like saw you for the first time and maybe they don't like you, but yeah, there's like, they don't have much data points to judge you, you know? And I admit that I was suffering from lack of friends at first, but that's not forever. And you will find your friends as long as you keep your self-respect and you know who you are and you know your particular own interests. So hopefully you have like a very good balance of like commercial, like practical interests and personal, like purely entertainment interests to strike a good conversation in university. The university family that you form are those that guide you and listen to you and ask how are you these days without leaving you hanging for long once you reply. Thanks.